Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm gonna give you guys some tips on how to start a planner. As always, please keep in mind that the tips that I'm about to give you here are my personal tips, so they may or may not work for you. So feel free to take the tips that you find useful and just ignore the ones that you think are not suitable for your needs. Well then, let's begin. There are many types of planners to choose from. There's a monthly planner, weekly planner, daily planner, planning pad, to-do list, bullet journal, or just a regular notebook. There are also apps that you can use on your phone or on your laptop, but I personally prefer to use books and papers because I prefer writing to typing. I used to use a daily planning pad like this, which already has the timestamps written there. But I found that I ended up never following the schedule that I wrote there because the activities in my days were often changing. And that type of planner is so precise and tightly packed that it leaves no room for free time or unplanned activities. That's why this year I decided to use a bullet journal, which is a much more flexible system than my previous planner pad. But of course you guys are free to use any planner that you want. One thing to keep in mind when choosing a planner is, if you decide to use a book planner, then make sure to choose one that has a flexible binding and that can lay flat on the table. The reason for this is because it'll be hard to write down in your planner if you can't fully open it and lay it down flat. And if you force it to open, you may end up tearing off the pages. So make sure to choose a planner with a flexible binding. Choose the writing tools that you find comfortable using. I personally like to use pens, colored pencils, and colored markers, but to each their own. Just because a lot of people use colorful tools for their planners doesn't mean you have to as well. You can simply use a pen or a pencil to write in your planner. It's up to you. Remember that the point here is to plan things, so the decorating comes second. Don't wait for the first day of the month, or worse, the first day of the year to start using a planner. You can start a planner any day you want. If you don't want to feel like you've wasted some blank pages because you've missed out on planning for that month, then it will probably be a good idea to use a more flexible planner like a plain notebook, because you can just start planning on any page you want without being limited to write in the assigned pages. A bullet journal is a great option for this, but of course feel free to use any planner that you want. I'm merely giving you guys a suggestion here. This is something that I used to be guilty of. I used to overplan my days without leaving any free time for unplanned activities. So once something went out of schedule, then my whole plan for the day would be ruined and everything that I had previously planned became useless in the end. So be sure to leave some free time in your planner for some unplanned activities. Don't put too many tasks in your planner. Be realistic and just plan the important things that you have to accomplish for the day and leave some time for the things that might happen outside your schedule. A lot of people are often too scared to start a planner, or they may quit in the middle of using a planner because they feel like they have to make their planner look as beautiful as possible. They forget that the point of using a planner is to simply plan things and to keep your tasks and activities organized, not to turn your planner into a scrapbook. You don't have to decorate your planner if you don't want to. You don't have to write in cursives and use different colors for different tasks. You can just keep things simple and monochromatic if that's your thing. Everyone is different. Some people love decorating their planners because they feel happy and therapeutic when they make their planners look beautiful, while some people prefer to keep their planners plain, simple, and free from fancy colors and decorations. Just do whatever feels right for you. Again, our main goal here is to organize our activities and get things done. I usually spend around 5 to 10 minutes before going to bed planning for the next day. I choose this time because during the night I can get a clear idea of what I want to do the next day, and I can move the tasks that I didn't manage to finish on that current day to the upcoming day. Plus, the nighttime is a quiet time I can spend relaxing and doing the things that I want while everyone else in the house is already asleep. I find it relaxing to just sit down in front of my desk and write things down in my planner and sometimes decorate it with some pictures and stickers. Of course, you don't have to plan things at night. You can also do it in the morning. I recommend doing it either at the beginning or the end of the day because that's time where you are free from doing other activities. Remember to set a few minutes every day to write in your planner to get into the habit of it. Make sure you include enough detail when you're writing a task in your planner so you'll be able to understand it later. For example, if you want to buy some apples at the grocery store, don't just write the word apple. Write down buy apples at grocery store instead. Aside from making your plan more concrete, it will also motivate you to finish it more if you write down the whole thing, instead of just writing one ambiguous word like apple. If you're using a daily planner and you happen to forget planning for a day or maybe a few days, then don't give up and stop using your planner completely. Just resume planning from the current day. Again, you shouldn't strive to be perfect with this whole planning thing because it will only stress you out. It's completely normal to skip a few days every now and then, especially when you're just starting out. You don't have to beat yourself over it and give up on planning completely. Just make sure to get into a better habit of planning next time so you can plan things more regularly and prevent yourself from skipping too many days writing in your planner. So those were some of the tips I could share with you guys. I hope you found them helpful. If you have any other tips you'd like to share with us, then feel free to leave them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social medias if you haven't already. And go check out my second channel if you want to watch videos in my native language. So that's all for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you for those of you who have subscribed to me. If you haven't, then please be sure to click on my face below. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends if you enjoyed watching it. And I will see you on my next one. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye bye!